Hello, guys.
Morning.
I'm your host today. This is Michael Chen. With me is Michael Zhou. It's Michael and Michael for today.
Yes, yes. We're
This-
M&Ms.
yeah, M&M combination. This is the grand finals of the Pro Qualifiers 2024 in North America. This is game two, so this is possibly the professional deciding game, possibly the last game of the tournament. And so, first, congratulations to both Bill Lin and Sun Zhan for making it to the finals and competing to the finals. Michael, do you know what they're getting, what they're sure to get already in terms of prize money, prestige, and things like that?
Um, I don't know about this year. I know last year they got like 2,000 and 1,000 for champion and runner up. I don't know about this
Mm.
year, but
Yes.
I don't think they come for that prize money.
This year it is the same. So
Oh,
both of these players are guaranteed to $1,000. The winner
mhm,
will get 2,000, and
mhm.
the winner will get the title of being a North American pro.
Oh yeah.
You just said that this title means a little bit more to them than the $2,000 of prize money.
Yes, yes.
Well,
It,
it
it,
would certainly mean a lot more to me as well.
Yeah, of course. Especially for Lin, for Bill, who actually participate 2014 Pro Call in Los Angeles
10 years ago,
10
yes.
years ago. Yeah, coming
How did
back,
he
and this
do?
time, yeah,
Yeah. How did he do last time?
he lost in the third game in the final, 1.5 point to Calvin Sun.
So he made it all the way to the final, all the way to the final
Yeah,
of the final,
yes,
and 1.5 points.
yeah, and you know, in AGA rules, like
Mhm.
because of the specialty, like of the rules, 1.5 is basically half. So
Yes, so by the
yes.
tightest of margins. And
Mm,
so he is back after 10
yes,
years.
yes.
And we'll see if he is leading 1-0. So we'll see. He's very, very likely to make it this year.
Yep.
Great. Let's. This game has been underway for about an hour. They
Mm-hmm.
have played 66 moves so far. Bill
Mm-hmm.
is white this game. He is up 1-0 on the finals.
Oh.
Let's first take a gander at the current board. We see a lot of it is filled, probably one third. Do you like any one side, Michael? Are you rooting for any one player? Um,
I, I'm rooting for both, but I see currently. I mean, the board position is pretty much balanced still, but I think this is pretty much Bill's plan again. He's trying to keep everything balanced, solid. And right
mhm.
now, there's fight going on, but White only got basically one group to deal with. So we're gonna see a long, long balanced game all the way to the end.
And just to confirm that, let's ask the AI.
Hmm.
The AI estimate is
Oh,
white by zero point 0.6 points.
wow.
So it
Okay.
is absolutely, and now white is up by zero point 0.3. So it is absolutely, totally even.
Yeah.
And when I first glanced at this, Michael, I am a bit of a territory hog.
Uh huh.
So when I see this huge amount of territory on the top,
Okay.
I imagine a lot of us would feel the same way. How can this be, anything but extremely good for black? Um, we
Well,
just checked the game is about even. So any factors that contribute to making the game kind of even? We just said black has a huge amount of territory on the top.
mhm.
What does white have?
It's just territory everywhere and a solid position of every group. So he doesn't Bill doesn't have any weakness on the board at all. So in the second half, I think Bill is free. And also, if we recall the last game of the semifinal, where Bill played against Guan Yu, Bill
Yes.
actually sacrificed two groups. So Bill's style is easy. If you want to strike my group, I'll let it die. If you want to make
Um,
territory, I'll let you be. I let you have it. So so
mm,
there's nothing that is gonna bother Bill that much. So it's very
mm,
hard to deal with this kind of mentality and then try to disturb his mind.
interesting, interesting.
Mhm.
So, with this said, let's take a look at how we got here from the
Mhm.
beginning.
Mhm.
Um, all right, so
Okay, so
Bill
there's
come.
comment
Yeah.
from Twitch saying
Mm.
Bill is basically, I think he's referring to Bill, Lee Chong Ho of NAGF.
Lee Chang-ho of the NAGF. So if you guys remember, Lee Chang-ho is the most legendary Go player from the 1990s and 2000s. He won the most number of professional titles. He is known as the Stone Buddha for his you can never phase him, you can never read any emotions from him. And on the Go board, he plays a very calm, very calm style. He doesn't do any wild fights. He only does fighting when it fits him or when he is behind and needs a lot. So
Mhm.
Bill Lin is of the same type, has certainly displayed the same type of play style,
Mhm.
being very perfectly content to take an even position into the later games, and gradually looking for a small lead and then a bigger lead and a bigger lead and so on. One other NAGF pro that is very Lee Chang-ho-esque and very Bill Lin-esque
Mhm.
is Eric Lee. He
Mm.
was one of the earliest pros, and he's our only two-dan professional
Oh.
after having competed in many professional against professional matches and
Mhm.
winning
Mhm.
many of them. And so both of them are the Lee Chang-ho-esque styles
Mhm.
of the tournament.
It
Very makes sense. Hmm.
yeah, it looked like it works okay for now. I mean,
Bill has made it all the way to the finals. He has
yeah.
lost only one game, and
Mhm.
he beat his opponent 2-1 in the
Yeah.
semifinals. He beat Guan Yusong in a very, very exciting semifinals to reach this stage. So this game starts out Sen also playing relatively calm. This E16 Kosumi move is a very strong and very thickness-oriented move. Same as Bill, Bill plays a very safe two-space extension.
Mhm.
Expect Sen to take care of his R5 stone next.
Mhm.
And Pearson plays, instead of what Bill played, which is the two space low extension, Sun
Mhm.
played the two space high extension.
Mhm.
Um, do you read this into this much, Michael? This appears to me like Sun is, trying to get a little bit more than Bill. You went on the third line, so I will go on the fourth line, and I
But
will try to jump ahead, right?
but actually, it feels a little bit weird to me because White will naturally play the next move at R10. Is that right?
And that did
So
happen in the game, yes.
yeah, so like, what's the benefit of a White leaving a door open on the second line for this group instead of this? I mean, right now, I mean, later on, the S8 area is wide open, right? I mean, you don't have to play this, but it's open.
Yeah,
So I feel like this group is a little bit shaky than the two six extension. What's the benefit of that? I really want to know.
interesting. Yes, I can certainly imagine White playing R10
Mhm.
if Sen also played the two space low extension.
Mhm.
And as a result, I probably prefer my fourth line stone on the third line.
Mhm.
In that case, for this extra safety in terms of having a base.
Mhm.
Yes, so that makes sense. Uh, on the fourth line and third line, the AI and in Go, they will be about the same,
Mm-hmm.
but there is this little bit of a difference, and Sen does have a slightly weaker position, even though he's reaching across the board a little bit faster by playing
Mm-hmm.
on the fourth line. Because Sen was of this mind, maybe he would rather play, all the way, as fast as possible at
Mm-hmm.
the third line extension. This way, if White plays the same move here, at least Black has a one extra space, which is faster. But if Sun goes for the third line, this super large knights move, there is the potential to invade. So Sun
Mm-hmm.
chose a middling move, which I do support. It's not as solid as the two space low extension. It's
Mm-hmm.
not as quick as the ultra large three space fast extension,
Mm-hmm.
but I can see he's sort of taking the middle, which does make sense. And so the next question is: does Sen defend further with this two stone group?
Probably
And the
not.
answer is no, which is
Yeah.
okay. This is
Mm-hmm.
N17 is a very, very big move. This is AI approved. If you guys looked at many AI variations or
Mm-hmm.
professional lectures on Joseki, this move is sure to come up. And this is a very big move. It's one of those moves that are good and Gote at the same time, which means whenever a move is good and
Mm-hmm.
Gote, it means the movie is relatively big and accomplishes a lot. So it does surround a little bit more territory on the top. It is helping Black surround territory on the
Mm-hmm.
upper side, making this potential territory for Black. And
Mm-hmm.
perhaps most importantly, it is making the Black cornerstones much, much stronger than before. So
Nice.
these are the many functions of this N17 Kosumi on the third line kind of a move. So very good. In this case, Sen is, back at the solid move. He played one Q8 fourth line, not so solid, but every other move has been very solid.
Yeah,
And so,
well, up to
yeah.
now, remember we talk about Black getting a huge territory on the top. Right
Mm,
now, when we see from the beginning of the game, now
mm,
I think Black is actually investing quite a few moves on the top. So maybe
already.
Bill think like it's okay to give up the top later because you're
Mm.
playing a lot of moves there. I'm guessing.
Mhm. And I can see two, one space or no space Kosumi shape moves, which are not very fast,
Uh-huh.
so they don't cover a lot of ground very quickly. So these two moves are the kind of investments spent that we can see
Yeah.
already. So Black is focusing on the top, and Bill is spreading his resources across the board.
Yeah.
Good. Bill does not go for the an immediate attack on the left-hand side, which fits his game plan so far and the game style that he has shown the entire tournament.
Yep.
So, peaceful development, sustainable development, and then look for Bill to, try to gain advantages in the middle game.
Mhm.
Now, have you been following Sense games on the other hand, Michael, throughout the tournament? Number
I
one.
did I did for commentary before, so I did follow some of his before this game. So I did follow some of his style, but I think the very interesting game he played semifinal with Michael Chu in the first game. It was a great up and down game, so not like Bill's game. So it was really exciting to watch.
Mhm.
So
And even his groups during the his games during the group stages as well.
Mhm.
Sen's win rate graph goes up and down, up and
Oh,
down. Very,
okay.
very exciting. Sen has found himself in dire situations, great situations, many different situations,
Okay.
and he has fought very, very fiercely and
Mhm.
for sure. this is what got sent to the finals.
Right.
And yeah, I do look for Sen to keep doing the stuff that got him to the finals.
Hmm.
Keep looking for the fights. Just to mention here, in game one, Sen did show this style, and they did not work out against Bill. And in the end, Bill was able to absorb and sort of channel the momentum of some of Sen's attacks, and then Bill prevailed in that game. So let's see how this game goes. This jump out is a very balanced move, and again, it shows a little bit of Bill's um, uh, disposition here in this game. A
Hmm.
more territory focused um, player would have went into the corner. This is a perfectly fine Joseki, but after this, we will see that on the over the entire board, White would have a relatively low position on the left, um,
Hmm.
relatively solid territory, and Black would have a lot of potential on the upper side, and Black has the next move. Perhaps after strengthening the top right corner with N17 Kosumi, maybe now Black is able to start and attack White first instead of letting White attack first. Maybe Black is going to play on the bottom. All very, very good choices for Black. So in the game, Bill jumped out. This seems to me like Bill is trying to take the initiative of the game and not let the opponent have all the choices or the decisions with what to do.
So I think for Bill's plan is easy. So right now, maybe Bill will take the 3-3 right now. Bill will lead on territory, but that
mm,
means it's not as balanced. So
mm,
Bill already took some stones on the third line and somewhere everywhere else. So
yes.
Bill already, I mean, immediately giving up, getting more territory, and then put the stone in higher position, which
Mm.
make the territory count balance, and also probably means the influence count balance as well.
Interesting. So you're saying that your interpretation of Bill's strategy is that Bill wants to keep the territory about equal,
Mm.
influence about equal, thickness, agi, everything about equal, and
Yes.
he's very confident that with a relatively equal position or
Mhm.
balanced position, that he's gonna be able to take it in the later half of the game, right?
That's what I seal's game plan every time until now.
Ah, so he not only, yes, so every game that Bill has played in the pro qualifiers and
Mhm.
this game, so it shows a lot of confidence. It shows not a lot of urgency. It's very intimidating, right? Your
Yes.
opponent is willing to just take an even game
Mhm.
into the late game, and it's very difficult to play against that. Very frequently, as we have seen in this tournament, Bill's opponents would overstep, overplay, try to establish some kind of a lead, and Bill was able to counterattack very effectively.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see how this is going to play out. So this jump is again on the fourth line.
Mhm.
This is leaving another, in the same way as R10, this is leaving another move here. So a little bit of an openness on the side for Sen. In the game, when White slides into the corner, Sen does not defend the 3-3. And I
Mhm.
think this is one of the first key moments in this game. So
Mhm.
here, Sen did not defend this, and instead he played here, extending his weakest H3 stone. And
Mhm.
again, note how he is choosing this two-space high extension,
Oh,
very
yeah.
similar to the one he played
Yeah.
before.
It's matching all over the board. It's force line everywhere.
Yes, yes, very interesting. Sen
Yeah.
likes, clearly Sen does not want to be flat on the side. This,
Mhm.
however, does allow Bill to stabilize and go into the corner. This is going to
Yes.
settle the white group and take away black's corner. And next is going to come the attack against the black two stones in the corner.
Yeah.
So um, Bill seems to be very happy with this, and with his game plan in mind, keeping the game stable. Yeah, I agree. This is if I were following the same game plan as Bill,
Mhm.
I would probably like this position as well.
Yeah.
Um,
So this group is, I would say, totally settled right now. For
yes.
white, for white. So Bill have nothing to worry about, and then like later on, he's gonna come back and punish white's black's weakness later. But first task is to settle yourself for Bill.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So right now we have a very similar situation.
Uh-huh.
Black has a two-stone corner. White also has a two-stone corner.
Uh-huh.
It seems like White has a little bit more of a base, a little bit more territory
Uh-huh.
than Black, but Black has the next move. So remember, what we guessed Sun's game plan will be is very active, very ambitious game plan, look for fights and things like that. So the next move, Sen attacking the two white stones in the corner
Mhm.
makes perfect sense to me given our analysis. So he is attacking first, even though his group is a little bit weaker than White's group. Attacking first has many different advantages. Just for one, if a white defends, black can both do the attack and also get the defense if he gets sente later.
Mhm.
This O3 move is, note how this is actually the closest that Sen has gotten to Bill. This move is one, it's almost right on top of the P4
Yeah.
stone. It is a Kosumi's length away, which is less than one space, but
Mhm.
a little more than right on top. But if you note, everything that Sen has played so far was a little bit farther away from that.
Oh yeah.
The initial Joseki aside, everything else,
Mhm.
this move, these moves, this
Mhm.
jump, this pincer, this extension. So now Sen is getting into Bill's face, and
Okay.
here's what we got very excited. This is going to be the first major fight of the game, and
Uh,
let's see
I
what
don't I
happens.
don't know Bill wanna sign a deal with that.
So look for Bill to continue to along his game plan again. Keep the territory balanced, keep the thickness, weakness, strength
Mhm.
situation balanced, and potential territory balanced.
Mhm.
Most of the time, Bill is likely to choose a defensive option and not
Mhm.
a counterattack option. And we do see that with R4. White is getting the corner,
Mhm.
and then Bill plays S5. This is a very common technique. There is one weakness here with White's shape, which is Black playing this move. If you want to save your cornerstones, you will stone at R4, you will lose the outside stone, and if you save the outside stone, you will lose the inside stone. So the way to protect is one S4 will protect, P3 will protect. However, this P3 move is an empty triangle. It is not very efficient, and
Mhm.
it is very single purpose, which is defensive only.
Mhm.
And so it's very makes sense that White is going for a more active defense. And here, this move does still work. And now White has two choices: defend the outside weakness or the inside weakness.
Mhm.
Defending the outside weakness leads to this exchange. Black captures one stone, but White gets a sente
Mhm.
and damages the O3 stone that got close earlier. It's a choice. And another choice is how what Sen played in the game, which is a block.
Mhm.
I imagine that Sen is looking at the next move, Q2, and saying that this way I can still punish your weakness here, cutting the outside stone. And if you do not capture my stone, I can take this stone back, and White is not totally alive in the corner yet. So Sen is likely this is what he's thinking.
Yep.
Remember, guys, the key move is Q2 coming later.
So when Michael says not totally alive in the corner, that means even if white, I mean after even if white play first, it's very hard to make a two eye shape clean. You can make a koa or something, but you're not gonna make clean shape to living. Or
And this shape
this is like
is
clean shape to death to die.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay.
So this is kind of shaky group now, and Sen can
So
actually attack it.
yes. So does Bill accept a shaky group or does
No,
he not?
not never in his game plan in this tournament.
Has Bill accepted a very very shaky group?
Bill's group got two stages, either like this, like 100% alive, 3 to 5 eyes, or just dead.
3 to 5 eyes. Mm,
Or like
yes.
in the second semifinals, he just let the groups die for twice. So it's
Mm,
okay for him to sacrifice group.
mm. Or his groups are relatively safe. And after
Yes.
this exchange,
Hmm.
black can spend another move to capture white, but
Hmm.
this would free white up to do the first attack against black's left-hand side.
Hmm.
So this result is still very, very even.
Hmm.
The estimator now is white by 1 point.
Oh.
Um, so still quite even, but if Sen, loosens up and plays a little bit slow,
Mm.
this would be white up by 3 points. So
Mm.
in the game, Sen did play well, and Sen did play very very quick with a very strong sense of urgency, which is
Mm.
the it's while we are on this note, this sense of urgency is the strongest part about the Sense game that I
Hmm.
was able to detect. And I think this sense of urgency, this aggressive fighting, is instrumental to getting Sen this far in the tournament. So um, for sure, Sen will not, will not mess this one up at this juncture.
Hmm.
Sen is relatively aggressive, and note how he did extend with a super large knight's move. This invasion is possible now. Note how Sen did not go, a large knight's move like a relatively safe one that he did earlier. So again, this is Sen going for it all and taking some risks. Very very good. The next noticeable big move is black blocking here.
Oh yeah.
After this, black can secure some territory. He has some centaurs in this corner.
Hmm.
Um, Potentially, if you guys are interested in this kind of a shape,
Hmm.
10-year-old Michael in this tournament showed a very nice Tasuji to cut
Oh.
this white position. The 10-year-old Michael showed this
Hmm.
wedge. When white Ataris in any on any side, we play the attachment on the bottom. Main idea is to make the next cut an Atari move. White will have to capture, and then you would be able to cut.
Mm.
10-year-old Michael used this Tatsuji to build a very big lead against his opponent in the group stages, Stephen
Very nice.
Lin.
Oh.
As a result, it then makes a lot of sense that Bill played this move, this b5 slide. This is connected to the corner.
Hmm.
White's corner is much bigger, black's side is much smaller, and there's
Hmm.
not that much more agi left or weaknesses left for white. So this is a very very big, very very comfortable move. Once again, Bill is strengthening himself.
Yep.
However, while Bill is very content to give Sen somewhat of the deciding, deciding choice on how the game goes next,
Hmm.
Sen is very, very ambitious. As we said, he is definitely not trying to get an even game going into the end. Sen is trying to get a big advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So coming next, we have Black's two stone corner is now a three stone corner, still very fairly wide apart. And so one thing that Sun can do that's very valuable is defending this group.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing he can do is start invading and count and attacking on the right hand side, trying to split white into two different groups on the right and starting the fight here. Any preferences, Michael, to either of
I
these two?
I well, I was just I put myself in Sen's shoe for a moment. I think
Mm,
the second plan, which is invading right here,
mm,
might work better for Sen's position. I'm guessing because Sen actually gave up the lower right corner to White
mm.
pretty solidly. So shouldn't he try to use his outside influence he got in
Yes.
exchange?
And Sun also played a very strong self-strengthening move earlier at N17,
Hmm.
which will help, take away any worries in the corner. Yeah, so this is an attractive option, which is okay. And this move would be very similar to Sun's O3 attacking first kind of a strategy as well.
Yeah.
But of course, defending the left side is also very big.
Hmm.
If he is surrounding territory on the top, we would not like that very much. Let's see what Sen chose. Sen chose. So we said if Sen defends something like a jump,
Hmm.
something like a block, something here, that would be this very defensive. If Bill was playing black, I'm sure Bill would play this kind of a defense given our interpretation of Bill's game plan. So
Yes.
Sen, we expect him to be a little more aggressive.
Hmm.
Instead of attacking the right hand side, he is now attacking the two white stones, which makes perfect sense. He is also surrounding the corner territory at the same time, and keeping white weak will keep black strong at the same time. Yeah,
Hmm.
after all, guys, remember it's a relative weakness that matters. If you can capture your opponent first, you do not have to live, and
Oh, okay.
vice versa. So in many cases, it pays to attack first.
Yeah.
Okay, this move is reasonable, and the next move here, Ascend is also keeping up the pressure and developing the upper side.
Yeah.
Yes, so now Bill plays a very reasonable move. This is
Hmm.
attacking the bottom and strengthening the current group.
Yeah.
So, Michael, now that Black's stones are even weaker than before,
Hmm.
probably we would see Sen play something on the left.
Hmm.
Do you have any suggestions for him at the moment? Any
I
good moves?
I I think probably now E10 jump looks natural to me because you have to jump. You have to get out to the center and put maybe pressure on white and hoping you get Sente and maybe you have last chance to invade or split the right side of white.
Mm.
But I don't know if Bill is gonna give a black chance to split his right side. So. Uh,
This game has been played in the actual game, so clearly Sen thinks about the same,
uh-huh.
which is good. If we were wondering, a very, very defensive move could be something like this.
Uh-huh.
Another defensive move could be this block. And then if Bill captures one more stone and then we jump, now we can clearly see some small territory and ice space for black here. But this is giving up this cornerstone first.
Mhm.
And, white may not capture this.
I
This
don't
would
think
be
he will
very
do that. Yes.
um,
Yeah, that would be a
okay.
more balanced plan for Bill, like playing outside instead of trying to cut off the one stone.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in any case, Sun chose to jump into the middle, and this is also defending and attacking at the same time. So
Yeah.
look for this kind of a move in the next section of the game. Okay, let's see. White plays this move. Aha.
Ah,
Have you seen this kind of a move before, Michael, or are you
yes,
familiar?
yes. I like Chinese famous pro Peng Quan, some of them
Yes.
pro a lot. He
Hmm.
actually recommend this kind of move to the middle or kind of strong amateur players a lot. Uh,
Mm.
this move is not that flashy, but it actually does solidify White's group, and the value itself is pretty big. Jumping the corner next can get a lot of points and maybe get an eye. So this
Yes.
group actually solved the problem for this White group once and for all.
So, in other words, when black has white surrounded, how
Mhm.
is white gonna survive, Michael? Jump in
Just
the
jump in the
corner?
corner. Yeah, it's very hard to
Yes.
remove the eye.
Yes. So the key reading that we have to do is here when white pushes here to well, black can only play this, and white will extend. Now there's one eye in the corner and another eye on the side. So this
Yes.
way, white is safe. White is also taking away a lot of black territory in the process.
Hmm.
And the key move, if black tries to take the eye away, the Satari would be even more losses for black.
Yeah.
When black is desperate, something like this
Oh.
could happen, but
Hmm.
black loses a extremely large amount um, because from losing the code. So this is really for desperate measures. So
Hmm.
in most actual games, white will be totally alive if white jumps into the corner now.
Yeah.
So this is a very strong, very solid move. This with one move is solving all of white's problems
Yep.
if black tanukis. So and okay, so the game moves on to the next phase. So now because white has defended and black has defended with the
Mhm.
jump, so now the game moves on to the next phase. And here Sen goes for the big territory on the upper side. This expansion, it's very reasonable. We had mentioned before the possibility of invading. That's
Mhm.
another that would be another choice. Um, exactly which spot to invade is debatable. If you want to go low, you could very reasonably seal white, split white up. If you
Mhm.
go higher, you are much safer.
Mhm.
Both of these are also good options, and um, yeah. Given how Sen's disposition of the game was very aggressive, very fighting,
Mhm.
I really expected him to invade
Yeah.
now. So this move was a bit of a surprise to me when Sen played this one. This is allowing White the time to play a
Yes.
strengthening and territory surrounding move on the right. And now the game has gone to a very balanced and very calm state. No group is really in danger, so
Mhm.
Bill is probably happy. But Sen does have this very large territory on the potential territory on the top. So Sen has a lot to look forward to as well.
So that makes more sense to me when we actually beginning at the beginning of the broadcast we said on the top territory is so big and scary. Now I look at it, actually since invest way more than the initial position by the
Yes,
N15 jump. So give a wide solid position everywhere already. So maybe Sun is thinking about take the last gamble of the upper Moyo to kind of
uh,
gain a lot of points. But look like Bill's try to keep the game balanced just to give it up because he already got a lot
interesting.
before that.
Yes, very interesting. So this, having a huge amount of territory is for sure not a bad thing. So
Hmm.
since plan, while it's not as aggressive as we expected it to
Hmm.
be, certainly also makes a lot of sense. And now, if Sun went and kept surrounding territory,
Hmm.
we would have said probably this may not be part of his game plan. But when Sun played the next move at b16, This keeps white not totally alive and prevents the jump in, as we talked about,
Mhm.
and keeps the black territory and makes black's corner very, very strong. All these good factors with this move. Um, Now his plan is making a little bit more sense. And when white is taking care of the left-hand side group, look for
Mhm.
Sen to naturally or in Sente surround the very, very big territory in the middle. And so in the game, Bill went for a little bit of offense on his own.
Mhm.
This move is taking away Black's territory here on the side, and also making some territory for White, and it's threatening the two stones.
I
Uh,
think this is also a way of defending his top left group of white
yes.
itself,
Mm, makes
putting
sense, guys.
putting pressure on white. So white has to, I mean, putting pressure on black. So black has to defend a little bit, and then white is relatively safer with a weaker black group around.
Yes, and this is a very, very good and advanced defensive technique, guys. Remember, we said if you can capture your opponent before he captures you,
Hmm.
that is success. So if your opponent is weaker then you are relatively safe because he
Hmm.
has to defend first. And a lot of higher level fighting is going to be centered around this, trying to force the opponent to defend first. And so Bill, being a very crafty player, very you know very strong at defense kind of a player, is going to be very well versed in the art of this kind of um, this kind of this kind of aggressive defense, which is very, very good.
We say Bill is balanced, well balanced. It's not nothing close to saying he's weak on strengths or not good at fighting. He's really good at fighting, but just he doesn't initiate that many kind of chaos fighting himself.
Mm, yes, very interesting.
Mhm.
And uh, as a response, Sen jumps out. This is defending the left-hand side with a bare
Mhm.
minimum jump. If
Mhm.
white pushes here, black is not gonna keep saving the two stones.
Mhm.
This does keep pressure on white at the same time. And when Bill also jumps out, here Sen decides to cash in his attacking stance,
Mhm.
places peep, very nice, places knight's move, and now we can begin to see a very, very we can this game is taking shape. Remember the beginning of the broadcast, we
Mhm.
jumped in with a very large top black
Yeah.
territory,
Uh-huh.
and this territory is now really taking shape.
Yeah.
In fact, I am a territory hog, so if I were playing this game,
Mhm.
I would be very, very tempted to play the next jump and just totally surround the top, and then go on my personal defensive mission on the left-hand side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I imagine everyone watching, more than half of us would also choose this, right?
I think it's more than 80-90% of us, I guess.
Yes, but Sen, having made it to the finals, he
Mhm.
is at the ultimate cusp of making such a large territory, has
Uh-huh.
kept a very calm, has kept his head very, very calm, and he
Uh-huh.
places this jump, which is very, very good. He was not tempted by the temptations of the large
Uh-huh.
territory, and
Uh-huh.
now he is instead plays another defensive move which solidifies his left hand side, gets it out, and imagine if Bill jumps one more time.
Okay.
If Bill jumps one more time, then then look for him to defend the territory. Now his left hand side is much, much more um, much more safe.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Sen
Looks
at
like
a
he's
very
gonna get
crucial
both.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is absolutely the mark of a very, very good, very, very strong and calm player. He does
Mhm.
not he is not tempted like you and I, Michael. Like Michael guessed, 90% of the audience.
Yeah.
I for sure would have gone for this, um, and then put himself in a lot of danger. Sen did
Yeah.
not do that.
Mhm.
Sen kept his wits about him. He kept
Mhm.
calm,
Mhm.
and he played this jump very good. And this keeps the pressure on the white group.
Yes.
um, it makes perfect sense. And now, so this is the first um, aggressive or the first very forward move that Bill played this game. So Sen's game plan has made a lot of sense, and Sen is getting what he wants. This is the first aggressive move by Bill in this game. Um, if Bill kept playing the same way, this
Mhm.
move would have kept his stones connected and taken care of the middle group. To this, Sen would have responded by surrounding a slightly smaller but almost as big a top hand side territory. And this trade-off is, a couple of points for a jump at J10.
Mm.
Very, very good trade-off for Sen. So
I like black a lot if this happens.
this game plan for Sen was very, very, very good, and
Yeah.
he did not take the easy way or the temptations. He was not
Hmm.
tempted, and this Sen
And,
has performed very, very well so far.
and on the other hand, I think this J10 jump make more sense after the block at B16 on at the corner.
Yes,
Yes.
B16 has kept white small, not totally alive with two
Hmm.
eyes, and
Hmm.
so keeping some pressure on this white group is
Hmm.
very, very strong. And if you can force white to defend this group, for example, as we a safety first kind of player might have done with this
Hmm.
move, and Sen would have gotten a much better result than our than those of us who were tempted by the immediate gratification.
Yes. Yes.
So this is good, and this is going to be the opportunity for Sen to go for this fight. Of
Hmm.
course, if he went for the territory, we would totally understand. This is a little bit less than the diagram we showed earlier, but it's
Hmm.
still a lot.
Yeah.
I for sure would have also gone for this,
Right.
but now is for sure this is what Sen has been building his game up to
Yes.
all along. And this is also where Bill has tried to avoid or tried to, with his calm and
Mhm.
stable, balanced game style, tried to avoid a complicated fight.
If we look back at the N15 jump has already N15 jump, yes,
Yes.
has already invested a lot on the top. So I don't think Sen's plan was just to set back and then try to get the minimum of the territory. I think he's looking for a bigger fight.
Yes, and now he has this bigger fight. This crosscut has happened,
Yes.
and and so on the other hand, though,
Hmm.
given that Bill has a game plan to remain, go into the middle game on a relatively even board,
Hmm.
he has also somewhat accomplished this. Ask the AI. The game is totally balanced now.
Mm.
It's totally even, and the fighting has happened. And so, even though Bill was trying to stay very solid and go
Hmm.
into the middle game, just not behind, not
Hmm.
necessarily ahead, but
Hmm.
Bill has to win the game at some stage, and this may be Bill's may be thinking that this is his opportunity to, really get ahead by winning this fight.
Yes.
Incidentally, this is also right about around the area, like around move 60, when Bill started to get ahead in the first on
Oh.
the first game.
Oh.
Middle of the game, 60 moves to 100 moves in the
Ah.
middle of the game. So um, um, makes perfect sense. And so Bill may not be as shy about getting into complications now than he was much, much earlier.
Yep.
Yeah, in any case, White is cut into two groups, and
Mm.
let's see how Bill is going to take care of both sides. the attach. So this one is taking care of the left-hand side and not yet doing anything about the top.
Well, I think to be honest, I think a 95% of us will choose to save the one single stone, maybe somewhere at L14.
Yes. Mm.
I just all natural. Like nobody want to give up this, and this means probably 20, 30 points. Uh,
Yes, of territory on the top. How can you let black get so
yeah,
much on the top? So we would play
yeah,
here. We would consider, are we gonna honey here, as this allows
mm,
black to surround while he saves the two stones, and you have to
yeah,
connect now, and it's dangerous for the left, so you might extend, and then black is gonna be able to
yeah.
seal in this white group on the
And
left.
I guess this is exactly what fighting plan is.
Yes, and Bill, from what he chose, it
Mhm.
seems like Bill did not like this very much. Very interesting choices.
Mm.
So here I am again. I do succumb to temptation of
Oh.
territory. We had mentioned 2 days ago when I broadcasted, I really succumb to the temptation of a nice peep. I can
Uh-huh.
never resist that. I do territory, sometimes I can resist, but this amount of territory, very difficult for me to resist.
Okay.
Atari lets the Atari go and then defend the left hand side is very attractive for me. Another thing I can think of is to push here first, get this cut. When white connects, we can capture a little bit bigger.
Uh-huh.
This way we get a J9 stone, so which is gonna help a little bit.
Uh,
Um, Another thing I can imagine is to Hane first, and then when white turns back, we save that. Of
mm.
course, white has some other plans, maybe playing this move.
Oh,
In
I see.
Sente, threatening the Atari cut, we might
Uh-huh.
connect, and this would allow white to capture this
That'll be
stone.
nice for white. Yeah.
This would be nice for white. And to this, I say this is also nice for black because I can keep
Ah,
my,
I see.
no, I
Okay.
keep 5 points less, but I also take care of
Michael, I
the
was
other side.
hesitating to read one line of
Mhm.
the comment, but after
Uh-huh.
all this, I have to read it. Okay,
Uh-huh.
Michael here means Michael Chen.
Yes.
Michael can resist Pretty Woman, but can resist such a large territory.
I did say that before too on the other stream. It is true, and I hope YouTube does not flag the American Go channel, US Go Web American Go AGA channel for inappropriate content. Okay, okay. Yes, yes. That could be a very crafty way to go as well. So you give White what he wants, and once he
Uh-huh.
gets it, he realizes that
Okay.
you can still surround your territory. Of course, White may play something stronger, and that's a whole other matter. So
Mm,
many different choices for Black in this game, for Sen in
mhm,
this game. Let's see what
mhm.
he chose. Sen chose to extend
Oh, that's a
very
lot
very
of territory.
strong.
Yeah.
This is securing a lot. Remember we had mentioned this move and then allowing the Atari to happen and
Mhm,
going totally into the defensive on the left, trying to
mhm,
get away with territory and life and so on.
mhm,
In this game, Sen has played somewhat even stronger. This is not giving White this Atari. This is Sen might be able to counterattack, for example, something like this,
mhm,
something like headbutting the opponent. So Sen
mhm,
has taken our plan and increased the aggression on the
mhm,
plan. This move does expose a little bit of opening in the territory,
mhm.
but in the form of this peep. But I can imagine Black. Black has this move in Sente, this move in Sente. If Black gets both of these moves in Sente,
Yeah.
then the opening is closed, and so maybe this is not an opening at all according to Sen, and so this move makes
Yeah.
total perfect.
And this move, yes, does send more help to the center hot area fight.
Yes,
So
exactly.
mhm,
And giving up the Atari, why does that help white in the fighting? We
mhm,
see in the actual game. So if black had Atari at L14, white turn here would be Sente.
yep.
Black would have to capture the stone, and this headbutt would not make sense. But in
Mhm.
the game, when this happened, when Bill blocked, Sen is now able to cut. And wow, this cut is really committal. And when white is attacking black, black is
Yep.
counter-attacking white, very double-edged position. And
Yeah.
this is very, very strong. Well, for one thing, noticeably, white needs to save the two stones in the middle,
Hmm.
and afterwards black can still attack, play on the outside, and it's hard
Oh,
to see if white is attacking black or black
yeah.
is attacking white on
Yeah.
the outside. And all this time Sen has already made a huge territory on the top. So
Yeah.
um, and also the safety of the left hand side white group is also in question.
Yeah.
Of course, if this white group dies, it's all over. And so this is a very, very strong play by Sen. Clearly, this is he is seeing this as his chance to win the
Yes.
game.
Yes.
It's a very
Because
strong fight.
yesterday afternoon, the game it just Sen allowed Bill to get too solid in the early stage.
Mm.
So the second half is kind of
Ah,
hard to get some like chance to blow it out. So right now is
interesting.
the
Yes.
board position is well, there's more Blackstone in the center than White now. So he is actually trying to start a fight now.
Makes perfect sense. And this cut is the natural next iteration of the fight. Now White has four different groups. The top
Oh,
stone is probably gone.
mm-hmm,
It has a little bit of life left with some peeps, but
mm-hmm.
it's likely gone. The middle two stones has two liberties, and
Oh,
this one stone also has two liberties. So
uh,
White has many different areas to defend. And okay, so in the game, Bill jumps, and this is the board position that we saw when we came in this
mm-hmm,
morning when we started. And so in the game, Sen chose to play this move. This is threatening to capture the two white stones next.
mm-hmm,
Let's see how Bill did it two ways. You can Atari and fix in Sente,
mm-hmm.
but you're making black play something that's nice, or you can connect, but you have Gote, and black can still do whatever he wants. In the game,
And there's a comment from the YouTube channel.
yes,
Yes, I would totally take Black here right now in this position. And the
yes.
territory on the at the top is awesome. I can see white power and some thinness for Black in the rest of the board, but would have no confidence to play that way.
Yes, yes, and totally right. And this is a common issue for all Go players.
Uh-huh.
In fact, no matter how strong you get, you will never have that much confidence on either side. On the
Yeah.
attacking side for white, you do not have the confidence that you're gonna get all the compensation for to cancel out the large territory. On the
Mm.
defensive side, you also never have the confidence that your positions would hold. So this is a very, very common situation that
Yeah.
we all find ourselves in a lot. And that sums up this situation perfectly. I myself, I have no confidence on either side.
Mm.
Okay, which is a great game. And so Bill chooses a third way. First, he
Mm.
Ataris makes the black stones a little bit heavier. Now,
Mhm.
black is also cut into three groups, the two stones, the five stones, and the top group. The top group is
Mhm.
probably okay, but the bottom two, we will
Mhm.
see. And so this fight continued. And this move, super strong move by Sen, of course. This is very, very quite vicious. This is directly saying that if white is not able to
Oh,
get home,
wow. Okay.
blacks, all of these black surrounding stones are gonna come together and
Oh.
capture this white group
I'm pretty
totally.
sure
If that
Sun is gonna
happens,
love this diagram for sure.
yeah, if that happens, this is gonna be totally good for black, of course. That
Yes.
is not likely to totally happen this way
Hmm.
as a diagram, but and when this happens, sometimes it is helpful to try to surround in a more roundabout way.
Oh yeah.
Something like this one,
Hmm.
something like first turn here and then try to surround, but Sen went for the straight up fight, and this
Oh.
is very, very nice. He is very, very aggressive. It's either over aggressive and
Hmm.
White can play some very good counterattacks, or it's just right and White is in big trouble. And
Mm.
either way, White is under a tremendous, tremendous amount of pressure to find the saving moves. These four white stones cannot be given up.
No.
So and this is once again, this is a type of fighting that Sun has displayed all tournament long, and
Hmm.
this is exactly the type of fighting that got him this far. And let's
Yeah.
see if it can get him past Bill in this game.
Oh.
So, being the very crafty Bill on the
Hmm.
defensive end,
Hmm.
very, very hard to capture, to kill.
Hmm.
And Bill first places Sente. This is Black has to respond here. And
Hmm.
now you can see that White has somewhat already also surrounded Black's group
Oh.
on the left hand side
Mm.
with these white stones. And so now White just has to take care of both of his middle groups. In the middle, AB and the
Hmm.
HIJK stones. And
Hmm.
if White is able to take care of both of these sides, then Black is actually the one under surround. And so
Wow.
let's see how Bill plays the next part of the game. So Atari first and then turn.
Hmm.
And let's see if Sen tries to um, cut black off, cut white off from the right hand side.
Hmm.
Let's see. He does not.
Okay.
Okay, so one thing that Sun can do is further try to cut from this other side,
Hmm.
but you may not be able to stop White, Atari, these turns. After all of these, Black himself also has many,
Oh.
many cutting points, not to mention some direct threats around this area. So
Yes.
it's a very complicated position. I have no confidence as Black. I have no confidence as White either. So
Well, somebody disagree with you. I mean, somebody got different opinion. Jay from Twitch saying, "I'm 100% confident, and I will
uh,
100% being attack weak groups."
so does Jay like Black or White though in this case?
Well, he didn't say. Maybe Jay can
ah.
tell us more.
Okay, so that's all good. And so, so right here, Sen is first attacking
Mhm.
the left-hand side, three stones first. If
Mhm.
White chooses safety, maybe something like this kind of a move, may be able to turn the situation on the left-hand side. And now Black is again forming the surround against the white middle stones. So a very complicated fight, and let's see what Bill did. Bill tanukied and played on the upper side.
What? Wow.
Wow, wow, wow. They're
Mm.
fighting it out. Two different groups, three, four
Oh.
different groups in the middle, and Bill
One,
plays
two,
this
three,
move.
four, five, six, seven.
This is very
One,
interesting.
six, seven.
Um,
Well, if I'm correct, I think there are 8 groups fighting together now.
yes, yes, great. This move, it's one thing if it threatens to capture these three
Uh-huh.
stones.
Uh-huh.
So that would be a major threat if Black has to defend somewhere here.
Ah.
I don't see White capturing these three stones. So
Uh-huh.
I don't see that part happening. The second part might be if White is able to capture these two stones. I also don't see that happening.
Uh,
So if black responds here, white has some risk of playing on the inside of black's territory, have black play on the outside, and losing that many points as a result. That's one thing in terms of risk. I also don't see white making two eyes on the top hand side. So living and totally destroying the black territory, I don't see that happening. And of course, the second part is that the focus of the game now is in the middle.
mhm.
If white is able to destroy the top and black is able to capture the middle stones, this may not favor white overall. That's another concern. This would be a grand exchange. It's hard to see. So black has several different choices. Um, um, White is actually doing a little bit better now. And before this game, White is now 6 points ahead uh,
Oh.
with the AI. So here, AI is judging that Black does not have a reasonable shot of capturing either of the two white groups in the middle,
Mhm.
and White will be able to get a surround against the left-hand side black. I
Yeah.
don't know exactly how, but suppose white can play something like this, and then
Mhm.
black is unable to capture the middle stones.
Mhm.
White will be able to capture black later. So it's very difficult to get this right at this moment.
Yeah.
This move, white is still doing a bit better now, but it's very close. At the
Yeah.
moment, so in the game, Sen played this jump. Remember, one of our moves was here. This jump will surround much more territory
Yeah.
than the Kazumi move. It's a little bit weaker. White has some synthase here with peeps, but it broadly does the same, performs the same function. And so let's
Mhm.
see how Bill. Let's see if Bill has a follow-up plan here, or if Bill will come back to the middle. Bill does have a follow-up plan. He peeps here. Very annoying. Black will probably have to connect on the bottom side and give up some RG over here. For example, there is a cut later.
Mm.
And if white is able to get home, then this cut is very serious.
Mm.
However, if black is able to play this move in Sente, for example, then none of the problems happen.
Mm.
Sen did connect, and so let's see. And so, as expected,
Ah,
Bill comes back to the middle.
even further than your move.
My move was around here somewhere,
Yeah.
and Bill is really peeping here. This is a very interesting position. Many different groups are under a lot of pressure.
Mhm.
Whenever this kind of thing happens, I usually like to make worst case scenario plans. The B plan, or so-called, or the C plan, which
Uh-huh.
is suppose black is totally lost on the left-hand side,
Oh, that's a lot.
and if, for example, black plays this
Ah.
move to protect against any of the RG shenanigans,
Mhm.
and prepare for the cutting off the white middle.
Yeah.
Suppose this could be very strong, so you could imagine white defending the left, and then black
Mhm.
would go on to over here, and this
Mm.
would be a grand exchange again. Black surrounding the entire top, damaging the right hand side, and we don't know who is better here.
Mhm.
Incidentally, white is a little bit better in that
Yeah.
case.
The left side
So
looks really big to me.
yeah, exactly. So that's we can evaluate that plan. That
Mm.
plan can be either accepted or not accepted,
Mm.
and then we would decide. Of course, plan A is always I will capture white, of course, and plan B is I'm gonna defend myself. Plan C is I'm gonna give up. So
Yeah.
if we don't like that plan, then this fighting plan is gonna be probably chosen. And in the game, Sen did choose this move. This is a cut. This is counter attacking against against white, and it makes perfect sense to me, right, Michael? It
Yeah,
seems like white is the one a little bit in danger.
yeah.
White has this move, but because this capture is Sente,
Mm,
white actually does not have time to play on the outside.
yes.
So white actually cannot capture black in any of the positions. White can play this first, and for one thing, this is both sides capturing two of each other's stones.
Mm,
This I think it's hard to say, but black can also just play. Um, something like this as well, capturing the outside stone. Also, black may be able to, at the strongest, connect. White will have to defend here, and then black will play on the outside here. So there are many different possibilities for black right now. So in the game, white did not block. Clearly, Bill does not like that situation very much. Of course, black, to prevent what we talked about, black can also cut here.
mm,
This way, black has this Atari in Sente, so there's no cuts on the upper side. And now, this is a very complicated position with, black can play this move in Sente, of course, and then
mm,
both sides are entangled. So at this moment, Bill does not block. Bill plays this
mm,
squeezing move. Very interesting. So, and there are so many factors in this game right now that it's very hard to to see who is doing better, and it's very hard to determine the next move. The safest thing that Sun can do right now is to capture three stones like this,
mm,
give up the some centaurs for white, and then go into the defensive. One thing Sun needs is to, for the top territory, to hold, because he has a few more centaurs. It's a little more uncertain now, and also white has some counter pressure against black's shape. Another part of the uncertainty is this bottom shape.
oh,
Black
there's
is
a
now
problem here.
relatively weak now. So that's the safest thing. Another thing I can think of is Sun might go for this stone capture. This
Mm,
is broadly similar, but the difference is black does not capture these two stones
mm,
totally. Um, it might be okay, but this also is defending the bottom side a bit better, and keeps the possibility of cutting white's middle off more alive. Another potential is to get some centaurs on the on the upper right hand side,
mm,
and defend here. And when white goes for the four stones, give up the four stones. This is the total defense. This is black defending the territory on the top,
okay.
weakness on the lower side, and
Mm,
then defending the last one over here on the left. This is black trying to run away with more territory than white. Um, all these are potential choices I see, and so I can only imagine how grand of a time Sun must be to choose between all of these. All
wow.
have their own risks, and all have their own temptations. So,
Yes.
okay, let's see how he chose. He chose the simplest one, captures the three stones,
Okay.
and this makes the black position totally strong.
Mm-hmm.
This will also add some sente moves for black on the left,
Mm-hmm.
threatening this white group, defending here, and white will have to make two eyes somehow, or counterattack. Or counterattack via this way hard, but as we mentioned, if black is super strong in the middle now, black will always be able to capture in Sente,
Mm-hmm.
and this may or may not be enough for white. For example, some shape like this. This might be black living here. Um, yeah, very, very. It opens up a lot more weaknesses for white on the left. However, the downside is white is able to counterattack on the bottom and the right hand side. So white
The right
starts with
side, right hand side is
two
looking pretty
stones.
vulnerable to me now. It's suddenly super weak.
Yes, very true.
Mhm,
Yeah, yeah. I can't get everything in Go,
mhm,
and so now it's very complicated. My own personal recommendation now is when white is playing this move, the immediate threat is the two stones.
mhm,
However, the two stones are cutting the corner from the middle.
mhm,
And remember, white's corner has more than three eyes, so white's
mhm,
corner is totally safe.
mhm,
Then, if we can cut the white group like this,
mhm,
giving up the two stones, we can preserve what the two stones were doing before.
mhm,
And on another note, then we have time now to free ourselves to defend the right hand side. That's another choice. When
mhm,
white captures the two stones, we will bully the white group here and then defend the top territory, hoping that our overall territory is going to carry us into the game. So again, black has many choices. Another attractive one is to again strike first against white's positions, get some kind of exchanges here. This kind of a move will defend against the weaknesses in black's shape and
mhm.
then counterattack the middle white position, somehow cut white from the base. When white connects something like this, later we'll have some synthase and we will survive on the right hand side. So all a lot of different potentially good choices, all of which have their own temptations. And let's see what Sen chooses. Sen presses. This is defending and also putting pressure on the right hand side white group. So it makes perfect sense to me. Um, who do you like now, Michael? Do you? We know that earlier White
Mhm,
was a little bit better in the eyes of the AI.
mhm.
Um, who do you like now, and what is your guess at the
I
current
I like
situation?
white better now because because look like the center white is out of trouble.
These
Uh,
moves are Sente for sure.
yes,
Yep.
so he can come back home through the downside or the attacking the right side connect. So white center is okay, but black right side is having problem connecting or making eyes. So I don't think black is gonna have a very happy time over there.
Yes.
And
Hmm.
the overall black white does have some territory around the board.
Yes,
So
white has 10 on the lower right,
mhm,
15 on the lower left,
mhm,
5 over here on the upper side, and say around 10 on the right. So
mhm,
10, 20, 25, 35, 40 points
mhm,
plus. You can capture two stones, so maybe 50 points
mhm,
overall.
mhm.
Black's top side is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 60 points, but
Mhm.
only if black keeps it all.
Yeah,
And with the middle three stones, that's 65. So black does have enough territory if everything holds.
yeah, but
Yeah,
how is everything whole is my problem question.
exactly, exactly. So that's the question now, and so
Mhm.
that's the analysis of the situation.
Oh,
And
still balanced.
to
Oh my gosh.
we asked the AI. AI thinks white is ahead by 0.3 points.
I can't tell.
So not a surprise that a game this close is
Mm,
very hard to judge. And
mm,
okay, great. So Bill played this headbutting move and expects Sen to extend into the middle. This will give Sen a way to connect his group in the middle and also
mm,
force White to connect later. By
uh-huh.
the way, Sen has done the very, very important thing which we mentioned, which was not save the two black stones and then
Yeah,
letting the situation snowball, escalate out of control.
yeah.
After you save the two stones, white's only chance of living is to capture black on the right.
Uh-huh.
And this may not be something you want your opponent's only chance to be, especially when he is has a very high chance of achieving it. You
Yeah.
always want to give him a easy way out, a safe way out, and here, capture my two stones.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. So Sen is giving Bill an easy way out. Of
Mhm,
course, being the strong players that Bill is, Bill doesn't take it. And right now, notice how White did not exchange the middle Ataris.
mhm,
And Alan Huang, yesterday or the day before, he had
mhm.
mentioned in his commentary
Uh-huh.
uh, this very famous idea: weak players lose because they forget to play, because they make too many easy Sente Ataris. They exhaust all of their potential possibilities, and at the end, they find that they regret making these Sente moves. And
Uh-huh.
strong players lose because they don't make these Sente moves, um, just for the other possibilities. And then
Yes.
when the opponent plays it, and then they really regret not playing it. So Bill may come to regret not playing these Ataris in the middle. I can see some very strong counter-attacking chances for Black here.
Yeah.
White has two cuts. If you play on the top, this cut is very, very strong.
Mhm,
Remember, Black also has some Sentes against
mhm.
the two white stones here. And then at the end of the day, White may also lose these three stones as well as these three stones as a
For
result.
the Ataris, go
Mm.
back to the game position. Um, like right here, yeah. For the Ataris, White is trying to save at M8. If White don't go M8, is there any other way, other options other than
Yeah, yeah.
M8?
I can think of a position in the future sometime um, when White might decide that he wants to give up the middle six stones.
Hmm.
Suppose the middle is cut up like this, and
Okay.
then White has to give up these six stones in
Uh-huh.
order. Maybe White takes two centes
Okay.
and lives on the top, and
Uh-huh.
now he has to pay for it by giving up these six stones.
Oh.
Then White would happily, not play this Atari. Maybe if White wants to Atari here,
Ah.
and then attack the bottom black position. Suppose a situation later happens when white has played this move, and then his only chance is to secure the entire
I
bottom
see.
again, giving up these six stones. So maybe. Um, Anyways, so in the game, let's see, we have many moves that are played in the game. When White plays here, Sen again chose a very very strong double-edged move
Wow.
to save the two stones. Now, as we mentioned before, something like this is very reasonable. This is counter-attacking the middle white group,
Yeah.
and seems quite good. If white jumps, black is going to Atari these moves, and black has now completed the counter surround against the
Mm.
white middle position. If white plays something like this, black can go ahead and cut, and cutting something like this. Now white has two weaknesses here, and again that group. So
Ooh.
there's a lot to be gained by not saving the two stones.
Mhm.
Black does save the two stones. This is forming. This is particularly vicious. This is forming a total encirclement against the
Oh.
entire middle group, giving white a lot of
Ah,
space.
pretty ambitious, huh?
And if it will hold. This jump is a noticeable strong point for white.
Yeah.
The next move is this peep, and it will capture three black stones. However, black may does have the option to not defend. First, bully the left-hand side white group.
Mm.
Suppose black is able to, bully this white group into living here. Take the sentence while you are at it. If it's
Mhm.
sentence, not particularly important, and then play the big end game moves. That's another choice. Um, after white plays here, we can make these pushes, and that's a totally valid choice. We can capture this, so white will maybe Atari. With this move being Sente, black
Mm.
can still have some Aji here, some cuts here. So if white has to defend, then this kind of a situation may be good enough for black. White will have, remember, white had 50, now
Hmm.
white has 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, a little more, but probably less than 60. And if black secures the entire top territory, it's 60 points right here. And then there's like 10 in the middle and some on the bottom. So this might be another path to victory for black.
Hmm.
So in the game, Sen did not defend the R7 weakness. He did go for this, which we had just mentioned does make a lot of sense. And here
Yeah.
Bill
So
goes for
it's
the
actually close
counterattack.
the top white RG stones.
Yeah, yeah, and this is also a very strong counterattack. Bill's game plan is to fight in the middle game for the win. So
Mm.
look for Bill to totally, Bill is not gonna play safe like from this moment, like in the middle game and so on. So yeah, this is very good. If you cut and capture this one stone, there is this, and then this Atari, and this way white can capture in Sente.
Mm.
If you connect, there is potentially push and cuts or peep here and then connect and capture your stone, this
Hmm.
kind of a move. So how did Sen respond? Sen pushed and cut.
Oh, so the right side is cut. Right side black group is
Interesting.
cut. Yeah.
Yes, so since right hand side group is totally cut now, the
Mm.
next move Atari is Sente, but black doesn't have to push. Black can turn
Yeah.
Val and counter attack, destroy the right hand side white. This
So
is
does the three whites though.
another grand exchange. White
Yeah.
captures the five stones. This is around 25 points. If black
Hmm.
can capture the three, that would also be 25 points. And
Oh.
black is destroying white territory in the process. So if Sam pulls this off, it will, of course, be a very good trade for him.
Mm.
White will likely, this will not likely work, but white has a very nice move to play this knight's move. This one, if you headbutt him, he will play this and then squeeze back.
Mm.
So this is a way that white captured 25 or more, and white is saying you can destroy 10 of my points, but you will not make any more points than I do.
Yep.
So this is very strong. Let's see how the actual game went. In the actual game, Sen didn't even connect the original two stones, but went for
Mm.
the turn right away. So this way, white can capture 10 some odd more stones, but black doesn't have to save these two stones. Black
Yeah.
can, and black would like it to be able to extend and then connect in Sente, but extend white is gonna capture.
Mm.
So black may force white to connect here and just Atari play this move, and this way white hasn't captured yet. We'll see. Maybe he likes this, maybe not. This is gonna happen. White is gonna Atari, and
Mm.
white would have captured 35 points, or black would have
Mm.
captured 25 points, but destroyed white's right hand side. And
Yeah.
remember, black totally secured the middle group.
Hmm.
So, and the middle is relatively well connected to the bottom. So,
Yeah.
black has no more weaknesses left. And this is potentially a very, very strong decision by Sen. And so Bill does not play the middle cut, but goes for this directly. And at this moment, when they played these moves,
Hmm.
both sides had about 15 to 20 minutes left. Sen
Okay.
has 20 minutes left, and Bill has 17 minutes left.
Okay.
Very interesting. So now, in order to counteract what we talked about before with the headbutt and white saving the stones, black does have a very nice attach, and if
Mm.
white plays the same squeeze, this attach will this is threatening This is threatening this cut, this Atari, and this Atari. So this will cut
Mhm.
white, and white will not be able to survive. So this is a no-go
Yeah.
for white. I don't know if Sun went for this attach. Another move he could have done was to play this move. This way, if white blocks,
Mhm.
black can hold on, like this.
Mm.
But okay, anyways, in the
I do
game,
have I do have a question for you.
yes.
Do you really read this fast in your tournament?
I read fast, but I don't read very deep. I am actually quite weak at reading. If I don't have an idea in the first 10 seconds, I generally will not be able to
I
make
need to
sense.
kind of slow you down a moment because I think the audience need to get a breather or something. Because there's a comment
Some
from the
questions?
YouTube channel saying Mike Chen is reading out the most Z Chen variations of all time for both players.
Yes. Yes, yes. In any case, Sen did not go for this. By the way, guys, as of right this moment, um, both players are in overtime. Actually, Sen is in overtime. He has 4 times left, and Bill still has 5 minutes left on his clock. This is after a few more moves have been played. And so in the game, Sun did not go for the attach. So this is Bill holding on to this position. White
Mhm,
has suffered a few more points lost, but
mhm,
White has held on. And now Black, if he just connects like this, Black
mhm,
would be overall at a loss in terms of points value.
mhm,
Um, and so in the game, Sen goes for this move. This is trying to save the right hand side black group. If white just plays here or the headbutting fix, black will be
mhm.
able to connect, and this push is going to be met with a tiger's mouse. And this way, black will connect his stones. So white
Yeah,
loses some, black may only lose 3 stones,
part of
and that's
it.
totally fine. So then Bill's response makes sense as well. So Bill cuts black off at the root at
Mhm,
these 2 stones. So now it's a question of can Sen find a way to live for this group? I can imagine playing here,
mhm,
but this way white will be able to surround on the outside.
mhm.
This shape seems like it's alive, so that's going to be okay.
Yeah.
But white has some other moves. For example, this one, if you block him, he can play here now, and then you connect, and then he can play these Ataris, and then, well, white doesn't need to go home. So another move is here. If white connects, the strongest move is here, and then we would, fight this out potentially. And okay, let's see what Sen chose. Sen chose this Hane, and now, if Bill were to play this move, Sen, I'm
Mhm.
sure Sen would play here, and then here would be that case that we talked about with Alan. Strong players lose because they don't exchange the Ataris, the
Yeah.
Sentes enough. Here,
Actually, the Sente is not Sente anymore.
when
The
white plays the Sente move, black is going to give up the middle
yeah.
stones and capture these and then take care of his left hand side. So Bill is a very strong player, so he will not make this kind of a mistake, I'm sure.
Mhm,
In the game, because white is already has already survived, black can maybe connect here. White will capture these 2 stones.
mhm.
In fact, I recommend Sen to connect this as early as possible. Um,
Uh-huh.
um, right. Okay. So now white has settled. So now white is looking to win the game in the other
Yeah.
parts of the board.
By the way, the AGA, the game recorder says black has 4, white has 5 overtime now. So they are
Yes.
both in Byoyomi.
And this is the reason white played K15 earlier.
Uh-huh.
This, if black blocks now, white will Hane here. And
Mhm,
if you extend, this is going to be a cut, and then this is going to be a push. If you block at all, white is going
mhm,
to Atari and captures the 3 stones. So this
mhm.
way, white breaks through. If you go back, you cannot actually cut white off from the base because white can capture you here. Man, if Sen was able to get a Sente moves, like suppose this move was Sente earlier, this
Mm,
would have defended against this threat.
yeah.
Unfortunately, Sen did not play it, so Will Allen's words um, haunt Sen this game. So in that case, when Black is forced to give ground and give
Mhm.
up points by playing here, and so now Bill comes back to the main event, and Bill plays here. Um, good, and so this does protect against the problems we had mentioned earlier. However, if Black's Atari here becomes Sente, and then this becomes Sente, Black will be able to live probably if he plays this jump, or
Mm,
more simply play here when white takes away the second eye, play here. This will be black living, so this is black's safest thing.
mm,
Of course, we can think of something like this peep, or this push, and when white Ataris, black cuts and gives up the middle, as we spoke about earlier. Let's
mm,
see how Sen chooses this position. So Sen pushes, but comes back to Atari here.
mm. He
This
doesn't want to
will,
give up the center stones.
yeah. This if white protects here, black can still capture. If white plays here, black can still capture.
Mm,
If white just connects, then probably not enough pressure is being put on the black bottom. This move will be Sente, and then Sen is looking to live like this, probably. Okay, so in the game, Sen does go for this Atari. Bill Ataris look for Sen to capture, and then look for Bill to Atari the two stones before having to survive, or Bill plays here, which is threatening the three stones. Makes
mm.
sense. So now Sen is gonna probably play this peep. He does, and now there's a big choice. Does Sen live and give up the bottom three stones, some territory, or does
Mm.
Sen go for the gamble and maybe lose the group on the
The right
right?
side looks pretty bad to me.
I can't see any way to live, so
Yeah.
for sure Sen will choose the bigger side and live on the right. So after all is said and done, white lost a couple points, but white survived in the middle. Black
Mm,
survived as well, and there's a very large endgame move here on the bottom.
mm.
A very interesting position. Again, if Sen was able to get this connect earlier, I would feel a bit better about the Aji on the
Oh,
middle. But right now, when Bill plays this peep, it's not easy to decide on sense and about what to do. This is a good example of striking first.
mm.
If Sen just connects, there's a potential to lose some territory. So in the game, Sen connects here, but
Oh,
this
wow.
may give up all four stones like
That's
this.
big overturn territory
This
wise.
is a very big gain again by white. So
Yeah.
after all of these, I'm not sure if black will have enough territory for the
I
end.
feel like White didn't lose anything in the fight.
It would be a lot better if this move was exchanged, and now that black can do something here.
Yeah.
If white has to capture
Mm,
some stones like this, potentially this is a lot of territory for black to gain. And
yeah.
if white plays this block, black can simply push through all the way like this.
Yeah.
So it would be better if the middle is exchanged, but right now, if you exchange the middle, white is going to capture the three stones, and
Yeah.
you would have once again lost a lot of territory. So um, for if white connects, black will have to play here.
Mm,
But the good news is, this connect is Sente later, so black will be able to get this later. And
mm.
suppose this had happened, and suppose might as well exchange these. Just play these all the way. Why not?
Yeah.
Something like this. Maybe black will want to. play on the left hand side first, something like these. But suppose this happened,
Mhm.
let's ask, this would be white winning by 6.5. So
Yeah, because
um,
white is not losing anything. White just saved the center without paying much.
yes, yes, of course. And so in the game, Bill
Mhm.
plays something even stronger. Bill plays here Hane
Oh,
to capture the three stones first.
oh,
So this will negate the need for any white move in the middle to come.
ah,
And when black plays this connect, black would have lost a move over here
yeah.
in this area. And that would be devastating for black, losing a move in the middle game at this juncture.
Yeah.
But black's three stones are gone for sure.
Mhm.
And and with this, black has lost the centace in the middle. So now
Mhm.
um, let's estimate some territory. White has 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 50 points. Black has 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 points.
Mhm.
So remember, black lost a bit on the upper side.
Mhm.
However, um, um, you know, this might still be a game. You could conceivably imagine more territory for black here. Maybe white has some ice space issues here on the left hand side.
Mhm.
So let's see if Sen is able to do it. Sen attacks the left. This move is much more aggressive than our move. This would take away more of the white's ice space, and if
Mhm.
white captures the black stone, um, um, this is likely white being captured in the middle. So probably white is unable to do this. So in the game, white defends, and then plays this move. If you just pull back, white will be able to live totally here. Black
Mhm.
does have a pretty good center here. Clearly, Sen does not think that he will win the game like this. Incidentally, if white gives up this g15 and defense, this is totally even, zero point 0.1.
Mhm.
So in the game, Sen played this move trying to get Sente. Bill probably connects, okay? And now white can live by playing this capture of one stone or that Hane of the one stone. Let's see what Sen chose. Sen chose to defend the territory. Yeah, this is big because this is territory in Sente that white will destroy. And there might be some extra RG involved with this Hane. For example, if you cut, this push will be white winning the game, so you can't really block there. So Sen takes a moment to seal off this territory. Some noticeable big moves. One, connect here, capture some stones on the right. Two, play here, threaten to cut this position. Three, to play down here to attack these black weak stones. And four, remember we talked about how Bill didn't really made it a point to not exchange these Ataris. Maybe now is a time when Bill wants to, allow black to cut in the middle in order to
Oh,
engulf the entire bottom. So
wow.
all of these are
It
very,
looks
very
all
big
good. Yeah.
moves. Right. In the game, Bill Atari here, the purpose of this is to push through here. So
Oh,
here, Bill
wow.
shows us another case, another
Ah,
situation
that's why.
that
Yes.
might be better for
Oh, yes.
not exchanging those
Now
Ataris.
it makes total sense to me, saving those Ataris.
And yeah, and so here probably best play by Sen would be to connect these, of course,
Mhm.
and then try to survive on the left hand side with the remaining stones.
Mhm.
I myself am not exactly sure how black will do this, but that could be one. And in the game, though, Sun played this capture. This could be the one soft move. Remember before we had mentioned that really, in sense ideal world, white would be living now, and this would
Yes, you
be
have to
then
spend a move.
going on to the end game. This
Yes.
is totally even, white ahead by 0.3.
Yep.
This is sense world, but if white doesn't spend a move there and captures your stones and ends up in sente,
Mm,
that's two stones saved, two stones captured. That's
mm,
8 points in Sente, and white gets the next move to go on to the next part of the end game. And
mm.
this might be the soft play that that Sun makes that gives white a clear
Wow.
lead going
More
into
than
the
a
end.
Kumi. Yes.
Right now, white is ahead by 8.8.
Yeah.
And white wastes no time connecting this very big move. And remember, black lost all the centes, so there's
Mm.
no more peep here. There's no more capturing of white's three stones.
Oh.
So Bill was very, very crafty, and it looks like this game at the ultimate spot. When the game was on the line, either Sen was unable to choose the most aggressive response, or he was just chose to be slightly soft.
Mm.
In any case, now this is White solidifying his lead
Mm.
into the end game. For example, when
Mm.
white peeped here, white was ahead by 2.5 only.
Mm.
And right around this point, um, right around here, white was, right around here, white was ahead a little more. So all good. Um, okay, let's catch up to the game and see what we are
The game is
doing.
too much content to cover.
Yeah, yeah. Because Black lost the nice end game at S15, that's
Mhm.
just icing on the ice,
Mm.
icing on the cake for Bill,
Mm.
icing on top of coldness for Sen.
Oh.
Okay, so Bill plays some Sente endgame moves and
Mm.
peeps here. Sen, normal response is to play here, but that's very passive. Look
Mm.
for Sen to respond more actively, something like here. Maybe cut the white stone off. Maybe
Yeah.
this would be his ticket back into the game.
Yeah.
This way would be can play this nice move. This would be good. Let's see if Sen chose something similar in the game. Sen chose this.
Okay.
Also, this is very good, but it does give white also a very easy way to
Yeah.
sacrifice the one stone and capture the two
I think
outside.
white love to trade now because it kind of eliminate more variants.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like
and yeah, and so this did happen in the game, and yeah, Bill did choose this, and then the next move is
uh,
here, and yeah, this is just um, yeah, White has gotten a lot of territory in the in the mid game. So despite Black taking a huge territory early, White has captured these three and captured these four, which
mm,
that's about 15 extra points, and
mm,
black made two eyes. White also captured these, and
mm,
white
mm.
captured these. So
Wow.
through a lot of trading,
Oh,
white was able to out trade black. And remember, beforehand we in this top situation we had assumed that white had no good follow-ups over here, and perhaps Sun would regret not playing in stronger here.
yeah.
But it's hard for me to see how Sun could actually fight back in this local area. It's just very unfortunate. Okay. Anyways, back in the game. So Sun did go for a counterattack, but Bill turned it into a very nice one stone sacrifice. And when Sun went for this, Bill played these moves on the outside. Um, I would like it more if Sen took the opportunity to exchange these and
Yeah.
played here.
So now the three stones
Um,
alive.
so now in the game, Sen played here. Bill is gonna Atari,
Uh,
and he's gonna have Sentace like this, and
yeah.
this is more. Um, White is totally solidified, and in the game, Sen went for this ko. However, this ko, if White just plays e2, it's almost the same position as
Yeah.
before.
It
So
doesn't change much.
White is not threatened, and okay. So the game continues. Black plays here. Here, Sen is looking for this. He's not gonna capture this ko. He's gonna fight the ko like this, and
Mm.
then capture here. This would be significant gains by Black.
Yeah.
Um, but what if Bill? So let's see how Bill responds. For one thing, Bill can just keep fighting this ko,
Mm-hmm.
and secondly, because White also has a lot of compensation over here in this corner,
Uh,
it may not have been worth it anyway. So Black, unfortunately, the situation just gets worse and worse for Black, and so the game is now here. This is the last move, and if we estimate score, Bill has widened his lead to 16 points now.
I
Um,
feel like White is gaining everything after the center fight.
yes, yes.
Um,
After Black surrounded a very big territory, White has increased White's territory, and
mm,
Black has not increased Black's territory in the mid of the game. And with this move, we are looking increasingly likely that Bill is going to be going on to win the championship, and Bill is going to be crowned the next and North America professional. So
uh,
a bit of a preemptive congratulations to Bill, but if you guys know me at all, I am very big on premature celebrations. So let's prematurely celebrate for Bill,
okay.
and we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Actually, the producer Jay is already announcing. I mean, kind of like send out a hint. Stick around after the finals winner is decided. We will be holding the award ceremonies.
Ah,
Uh, yeah, but like that means Jay think the ceremony is gonna happen in.
in the next hour or so.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
but
so Jay in the background denied that, but we already
okay,
broadcasted.
okay.
Jay, it's too late.
Yes, but at the same time, let's also prematurely congratulate Sen on finishing second. A very, very great finish, second place in the pro qualifiers. For
Mm,
those of you, so before this match, I did a bit of research on Sen. Sen is, I did not find his AGA rating. He is a relatively newcomer to the America or Canadian Go scene. He does play in the AGA City League under the one of the teams for Toronto, and he entered the last season's AGA City League as a five dan. She ah oh Sen Sen is a woman. Sorry, I apologize, but anyways, she is a five dan, entered as a five dan, and played the last AGA City League season only as a five dan. So
mm. I don't think he's a five done. She's a five done.
she played much much stronger than typical AGA five dans,
Uh-huh.
and very very good finish, and but in any case, very very successful tournament, and hope that in the future Sen will show us very very good upcoming results. By the way, here now is a great time to announce that the AGA, oh no, the US Go Congress is coming up in July 13th. Um, this is the biggest gathering of Go players in the world. It's the most fun 1 week vacation anyone can have. So I hope to see Bill there. I hope to see Sen there. I hope to see every one of the participants of this tournament there. It is so much fun, and hope to see you guys there. Make your last minute registration plans. Make your accommodation plans. Um, yes, please go to this. This is a great event. And
I've never been to Portland, but I have friend just finished visiting there. How was it? I will ask her. She said it just heaven. It's just so
just
nice to be down
heaven.
there. Yeah.
Just heaven is quite a good place to visit, guys. Yeah,
Yes.
make sure you do it. And so right now, again, prematurely congratulating Sen on a very, very strong tournament finish. Um, and prematurely congratulating Bill on becoming the next North American pro. Okay, and yeah, so very very strong finish by Sen, and I was also looking through Sen's journey to get here, and in many of his games, Sen had spent a lot of time behind in many of his tournament games. This tournament, and through very very aggressive fighting, very strong and nice fighting, Sen managed to pull through much more often than he lost. In fact, his only loss of the tournament came against the other runner-up, the semi-finalist Guan Yusong in his group, and other than that, he had not lost any other games in this tournament until the finals. So very good. And while in many games there were shaky moments, there were exciting shaky moments. The will, the fighting spirit, and the overwhelming, aggressiveness or assertiveness
Mhm.
carried Sen through many obstacles. So for sure, Sen had faced much more obstacles to get here, coming off with a lower AGA rating, more shaky games, stronger opponents in the group draws, and so a very well deserved congratulations to Sen. Again, premature, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
seriously, I don't think there's not much end game to play after this. Everything is so determined already.
And Bill gave up on the call, but he retains a 14-point
Yeah.
lead. The
Mhm.
strongest thing that Sun may have played was to play around like this, and then keep fighting the call, and eventually try to capture this white group again, all in co.
Uh,
Unfortunately, White was gonna have some double coast possibilities, and maybe Bill was probably planning to just play it safe like
mm.
this. To which Sun would play these moves. Actually, to play it totally safe, Bill would have to play here and then play like
Yeah.
this. This would have been White ahead by 10 points.
Yeah, that's good enough also.
Yeah, I'm sure Bill was planning to do this.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so in the game, it's a bit better than that diagram for white. So Bill still has a 14-point lead or so, a
Yeah.
very comfortable and large lead.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm sure many of the most interesting games, exciting games of this tournament happened when Sen was playing. So once again, another congratulations to Sen. Guan Yusong, the other semi-finalist, was the only players to take one game off of Bill.
Mm,
So their semifinals were also extremely exciting to see, with one game coming down all the way to the end game, and
yeah.
one game where Guan Yusong went for a capture against Bill, but didn't play precisely, and Bill survived and thrived.
Mm-hmm.
And up to here, this final game where
Mm-hmm.
Bill's craftiness and resourcefulness carried him through a very aggressive set.
Yep.
Um, However, given the state of many of Sen's games, the progression, having been behind, Sen probably spent half of the tournament being behind his opponent, and the other half being ahead, having had so many ups and downs. The Sen's approach to the game is very recommended by me, very fighting, very exciting to watch, and very likely to win, and very likely to help you guys, everyone, to perform at their best or even surpass their best gold levels. And that is, Sen always errs on the side of caution,
Mm-hmm.
on the side of aggression, not on the side of caution.
Mm-hmm.
And while he may not have been objectively stronger than any of his group opponents, he
Mm-hmm.
spent a majority of his time in his first game behind Eric Yoder.
Mm-hmm.
He also played Eric Yoder in the playoffs to advance. He
Mm-hmm.
spent much of that game behind as well, more than half. He came back to win by half a point. He spent a lot of time behind Guan Yusong, and he actually lost to Guan Yusong in the end, but his aggression and strong fighting got him to a very strong lead at the very end. So another back and forth game. He may not have been objectively much stronger than the other Chen in the game, Tian Yi Chen,
Mm-hmm.
but he was able to eke out a 1.5 point win against Tian Yi. Tian Yi had over a 10-point lead at one point, and
Wow.
came back in the game strongly.
Mm-hmm.
But Sun was able to edge it out in the end game by 1.5. He may not have been much stronger than Nate Moore's Telegraph Go. Telegraph Go has has a Fox 9 Dan account. I'm not sure if Sen has a Fox 9 Dan account. My guess is probably not there yet. Maybe a Fox 8 Dan or 7 Dan account. But he was able to edge Telegraph as well. And his one final game escapes me at the moment. But in all of these games, there were shaky moments for Sen.
Mm-hmm.
And notably in his game against Nate Moore's Telegraph, there was during the crucial moment on the fighting on the right hand side of the board, Telegraph chose a safety kind of a move, like a back off kind of a move, much like Sen's choice of the J8 capture, giving up the middle two stones.
Mm-hmm.
Telegraph chose to a back off safety kind of a move, and Sen kept playing very aggressively, and that allowed Sen to get a lead and hold on to the lead late in the game. So if you guys are looking for any advice from me, I always recommend err on the side of aggression. Play more aggressively than you think the normal line is, and
Mm-hmm.
Sen. If Sen claims to be a 5 Dan and an AGA 5 Dan,
Mm-hmm.
his rating may have went up to AGA 6 Dan,
Mm-hmm.
but if he is an AGA 6 Dan in this tournament, and AGA 6 Dan making it to the finals is a great result, and we
Yep.
can say that Sen has outperformed his ranking.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly, I attribute that to this indomitable fighting spirit that he has shown. So another congratulations to Sen as we see the successful tournament coming down to the end game here.
Yes, that's a great speech. Actually, I learned a lot from your lecture. Just this. I do have a question though. Do you think Bill is playing too safe, or he just like overall too strong for for this
Bill
game.
has played very, very well, but
Uh,
you guys will remember that Bill is he has chosen a very stable approach. But
uh-huh.
when the game is on the line,
Mm.
Bill is not gonna play. Bill will never back off when the game is
Ah,
even, as you
okay.
guys may have seen. So in actual analysis, Bill is not actually that safe as a player.
Mm-hmm.
You will see that Guan Yusong, the other very strong favorite coming into the tournament, he
Mm-hmm.
was able to take Bill and put a lot of pressure into Bill. Bill lost groups in the third game, and Bill
Yes.
exchanged to win aggressive sacrifices. And in the first game, Bill
Mm-hmm.
was a little bit behind and put himself at great risk. He survived, but with precise play, Guan Yusong probably could have captured his group. Bill would have lost by 40 points if that group totally died, 30 points. So Bill definitely can definitely pick it up when he needs to, or
Uh,
increase the level of aggression when he needs
mm,
to. So um, it's not totally different. The way he went about the opening is reasonable.
mhm,
Having a stable opening and not being too far behind is exactly my strategy too in
mhm,
the last pro qualifiers.
mm,
But as this game showed, when the game was getting getting to the game deciding moments,
mhm,
Bill played this knight's move. He played these middle game fights very, very aggressively, and
mm,
definitely, for example, he built after this. Bill never defended on the left hand side, and um, yeah, and Bill went for this K15 move,
mhm,
very aggressive, very risky as well, and may have lost a little bit as a result. And so certainly don't let Bill's demeanor
mhm.
fool you guys. He's definitely a very fighting opponent as well.
Of course.
Perhaps the moment when Sen,
Mm,
you know, when Sen was unable to keep up with the craftiness of Bill was perhaps at this moment in this game
mm,
when Bill peeped here. Potentially, Sen may have held on to everything connecting here. If Bill connects out, you can always push and cut on the right hand side, right? So
yes.
it's not totally, maybe the best white can do is something like this,
Mm,
something like here, and then it's just maybe Sun would be able to keep the game a lot closer. But this move, so uncharacteristically, when the game was on the line, Sun playing this, this connect,
mm,
the middle capture here, giving up the other stones, um, or was what really gave up the lead for Sen, and you know even the most aggressive players will struggle to keep it up all the time. And yeah, good. You guys will note that Sen's gameplay style very exciting, very very fun to watch. It is also extremely double-edged, and I remember the game with Guan Yusong where he
mhm.
lost in the group stages. He went for the capturing attack at the end, and it totally backfired on him. He went
Yeah.
into that with a 12, 13 point lead at the time. Um, and so you might say, well, that was a moment that Sen would have played better if he played less aggressively. And so therefore, Sen is an over aggressive player. And he should have dialed it back. But if Sen actually would be able to dial it back at that moment, Sen would not have had as much explosiveness, as much ability to catch up from behind, ability to make plays happen, make games happen, as he currently does. So it is very well double edged, but and you do have to remember this kind of play is recommended despite the fact that it can absolutely hurt the player in many cases. So once again, I still recommend the more aggressive play style to you guys, and the more I try to achieve more, and even though this can backfire and things like that. And this tournament, Sen has shown a great result supporting this, and I'm sure Sen would have played much with much worse results if he was not as aggressive.
Very nice. Very useful information for me as a as a this kind of as a sixth son now. I probably sometimes I need to play more aggressive. But
Ah,
I do have a question for you.
yes.
If you are leading, of course we're not AI, we don't know exactly, but you feel like you are leading 5 to 10 points on board. Should you still keep on doing this way, or kind of sort of slow down a little bit? What would you say?
This is exactly the situation that Sen found himself in against Guan Yusong. We know
Uh,
what Sen chose. I would
uh-huh.
have chosen the same thing. It's not a bad choice, even though it had a bad result in that one game. All the
Mm,
other games that Sen played, this mindset was crucial
mhm,
for for winning. So
mhm,
for sure, 5 to 10 points is not enough of a lead for us to lay back.
mhm,
And for me myself, why am I a relatively aggressive player, even though I describe myself as very weak and a wimp at fighting? It's because I really want to win. So, despite all the dangers, I have to go for it. And for Sen, for
mhm,
sure, it's exactly the same. So, highly recommend this. And
mhm,
the other point is, even if you do have a 10-point lead,
mhm,
it's very easy to play a few slow moves, a few slack
mhm,
moves, and give up this lead. And secondly, Go players do tend to like their own moves better than their opponent's moves. Because they chose the move, right? They obviously think the
How
move
do you figure that out?
best. But when their opponents play, they would say, I'm not sure if I like that," So naturally, over the course of a game, a natural tendency towards optimism builds up, and so your estimate of the game, if you're not careful about how you count, how you estimate
Mm,
thickness, weaknesses, you naturally tend to estimate more for yourself than your opponent. And for
mhm,
me, that is a very strong effect. So for me, I almost always I'm very aggressive until I am
mhm,
at least 15 points ahead, according to my estimations, because
mhm,
I'm a good player, so my errors are not that great. Maybe my estimating errors is 5 points. Sometimes
mhm,
it's 10 points. And then you play slow, so there's the two double whammy effect of your lead not being as large as you thought it was, and two, the
mhm,
slow moves, the knowing that you're giving up kind of moves really affecting you. So do not when you're ahead, try to win more. It's okay. You should just try to win more. You at no point should you really just play suboptimal moves
mhm,
um, um, like that. If you guys want some examples of good players like this, Kevin Young, the um, uh, uh, 15, 16-year-old from California, is one of our strongest AGA pros, North American pros, and he never pulls back. It's a great style. So that's my impression of him, and that's what I'm learning from Kevin. So I myself, I when I get ahead, I do suffer a lot from what all these players suffer from, which is I just I want to win and I don't want to lose, so I try to risk a little bit. I don't try to risk at all. So it's not a great it's not a great thing to have. You should destroy your opponent, and if you mess up, so be it. He has played strong. If you try to keep a lead all the way to the end game, a small one, it is more often backfires than not. So, and you almost always lose by half a point if you if you don't play aggressively. So this game has concluded the points section. White is ahead by 15 points. So in the end, Bill is gonna win by 14 and a half at the end. Neither side gained or lost any points in the end game, and a couple of moves in this game. Just a couple. This connect here, this backing off over here, allowing white to capture, and maybe black could have played stronger here. Maybe if this headbutt could have been like that attach.
Yeah.
A couple of things could have helped Zen do even better in this game. But anyways, congratulations to Sen for being a finalist and playing all these extremely memorable games.
Yeah.
Also congratulating Bill for achieving it. In the section, we will see them count. It's
Oh,
all the way to the end game.
yes.
Yeah. Mm. Yes, and I have just confirmed we will have the awards ceremony after the game is finished and counted. So
Yeah. So don't go
stay
anywhere.
tuned, guys. Stay tuned, guys. And again, congrats again for all the players, and thank you everyone for playing. And yeah, this pro qualifiers was a lot more exciting than the last one. Much longer games, a few more games, and very exciting to watch.
After commentating for 5 times in this tournament, I feel like I learned so much. I'm two points stronger than before.
2 points stronger or two stones stronger,
Two
Michael?
stones stronger will be too scary.
Yes,
In a
yes.
week, I gained 2 stones. Wow. Okay.
Yes, yes. They're taking pictures now. This is Chris Garlock. He runs the AGA e-journal. Someone type in the chat. The AGA e-journal is a news broadcast for AGA events. Look for your upcoming tournaments. Look for Go Club meets. Look for big tournaments. Look for all kinds of announcements. Yeah, they're counting. They're saying some things. The results. Both players know the results of this game. No worries.
Well, they're not even counting at all. They already know the result. I feel like they're reviewing the game before the counting.
Yes, yes, that does tend to happen as well. They would say, maybe I should have done better here. Maybe I
Oh,
should.
I think they never count. She knows the result. Just like yesterday, she just pick up the stones.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm glad they finished all the moves. So this makes the game more complete.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Very and yeah. Mm. Okay, and another big congratulations, Z. This tournament was extremely exciting to watch, extremely strong. One last note of the four semifinalists, none of the semifinalists from last year made it to the semifinals this year. So, very, very strong field. Eric Yoder came in the closest. Eric was 4-1 and he lost in the tie breaks, getting
Oh,
into the
yes.
semifinals. So all fresh faces, and I hope all these players will continue to play. Other than Bill, he is already a pro. All the other players will continue to play and strive to be stronger and play good games and so on. Look at those guys; they are getting ready. I thank you so much, Michael, for joining me, Michael and
Thank you,
Michael.
Michael. Yeah, I learned a lot. Thank you.
And yeah, we will leave you guys with the cameras.
Mhm.
But you guys do not need to see our two faces here anymore. I will leave you guys with the cameras and stay tuned for the awards ceremony. The cameras will move. Don't worry. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Bye. See you at the Congress.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Just be careful with the tape. Yeah, the paint. Yeah, you see, we're losing paint now.
We know what to do. What it is, is better to go on the door, so we can go from glass to door.
It's just that we're removing paint with the tape.
So if you go on the door there, you bring a chair over. You can go right up to that. It's not there. I'm just gonna go on here. So paint that top here, so it's not sticking. That should be. No. No. Yeah, much better. Now we can see the sun. Yeah. Good. Okay, so I need to. And maybe we can move. Where's the camera? Hey.
Hey, can you angle the camera up?
Yeah, I'm trying to see it. It's not my laptop, so I can't see.
You can open the video ninja link, and it should show you.
No, so I'm trying to find the video Ninja link on his laptop, and I'm not finding it. So maybe I should just switch it to my laptop. Yeah. Hold on one sec. I can't see. As I try to find the videos visually on his laptop, I'm not finding it. So
Maybe I should just switch it to.
can you? I couldn't find the link. Yeah.
Here?
Hold on one second. This. Okay. All right, Jay. How do you want it? You want it angled up?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me when. Okay, I can just back. Yeah.
That's a little bit above up.
You sure?
I think that's good.
That's
Yeah.
good. Okay, because we're gonna have you. That should get everybody in there, I think.
For sure. We can have 10 people in there.
Yep, and we can see the sign good.
Yeah.
I think we're good. Yeah, Jay.
Yes.
Okay. And you're getting sound okay?
Yeah, we're getting sound good. In fact, I can hear myself.
Well, that's got to be painful.
Oh man, you don't even know. You don't even know.
You're doing a great job dealing with those guys. I tried to give you the information for this, and Keith, of course, had to jump all over your shit. I'm sorry about that.
I didn't catch what you said.
No, it's nothing. All right, second. So you're okay. Good. Good. Yeah, looks good. Excellent.
All dressed up with
Yeah.
a bow tie.
I gotta be ready to. Are we going out for a long walk after this? Is that what you're?
Well, if I do that, I'm changing. Did we collect people for this? A few minutes to get ready.
I think Jay, we're ready, right?
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay, let me
So I
go
think
collect everybody.
We're good. So if you guys are ready, let's do it.
And I'll go get the certificate.
That looks good, right?
I haven't played a third game.
It's the traumas.
It's tiring. So tiring.
Those games are so long.
Yeah, I really didn't want to play 3 games of Friday, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry. The next morning I was so wrong.
I think Bill, you should stay there and then until you finish all the pictures, you're gonna be there forever. And then we can change people. To take a picture
So
with you.
actually, we're on stream, so don't anybody say anything, you don't want everybody. There.
Hi, Twitch. Is it YouTube as well? I guess it is.
How about your advertisement?
Sponsor. Is it a sponsor? Or is it just
Marketing.
marketing?
When he gets enough students, he can sponsor.
How widescreen is it right now? Like, what's
I have no idea.
What's what?
Is it only
Probably the
one
whole,
frame right now?
probably the whole banner.
You can peek at the screen and see.
That's what's on the screen. No, that's all, this is all live.
He knows.
I know.
So,
Okay,
so
so what are
Bill,
we
Bill,
doing?
put your pants back on.
Okay, yeah.
Did you want to make a speech? No.
Not ready for that part yet.
We're
Should I
good.
say
Yeah, we're
something?
good.
Okay.
So you should like officially
Okay.
do whatever you're doing. I've done my part here.
Okay.
Thank you all for being here. We're here to celebrate a very special achievement. Today, Bill Lynn has achieved the status of one-dan professional. It's been a long time coming, and we're very glad to see it happen at last. So congratulations, Bill. You deserved it. Your play this week was brilliant. Thank you. So John Sebastian, our director today, has a.
I should not be here in this room right now. It's from the NAGF.
Oh, okay.
Both there. Okay. Together.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Both of our finalists earn cash prizes today. So we're going to send electronic transfers afterwards. So no fancy envelopes, but first it sends, maybe you can come up and be congratulated for your award for second place.
That's okay, right?
Okay. We want you on camera. So congratulations on your second place prize of 1,500 Canadian. And yeah, we will connect for a transfer. And
Get a little closer, guys. Just like that.
and similarly, there's a $2,500 first prize, which we will connect for a transfer. Okay, thank you all. Looking forward to see what you can do on the pro scene. There's going to be some spectacular things to come.
Yeah.
Rooting for you. And Kate in the other room.
Any plans for lunch?
Yeah. I think Ben here. The big.